Oh my gosh. It just got real, right? It just got real. And you guys are definitely in for a treat. Okay? You are in for a treat. Child, I want to talk about how in the world did I know that I was called to entrepreneurship, right? That's what we're going to talk about today, right? So, hello and welcome. Welcome to the Push Through Motivation Show. Okay. I am definitely so excited you are here. I am your host and your favorite business credit and mindset coach, Jasmine Jamelia here, but you can call me Jazz. I'm like your 50th cousin on your auntie, uncle, cousin side. We are definitely all in the family. All right. So in this community, my goal here is to help you to mentally shift from an employee to an entrepreneur, all while using business credit in order to launch, grow, and scale your business. We're not talking about your 9-to-5 check. We're not using your personal credit via personal credit cards and personal loans, and definitely not your business revenue, okay? Definitely not that. So whether you are a 9-to-5 employee, you aspire to be an entrepreneur, you have not necessarily started anything yet, whether you are a 9-to-5 employee and you are actually a certified side hustler, which means you've been building something on the side, child, for 11 years and you need to launch, okay? Or whether you are a solopreneur, which means you are currently operating as an employee in your business. And so for you, you're needing to grow in skill. So all of this is for you. So over here, okay, you're going to catch all things business credit, all things CEO mindset, and definitely all things helping you to transition from employee to entrepreneurship. So, child, let's get into this story, honey. Let's get into this story. So in this episode, we're going to cover how did I know that I was called to entrepreneurship? You heard, the Bible say all are called, but few are chosen. I love the Lord. So of course we're going to get some Jesus in, right? But how did I know that I was called to entrepreneurship? I decided to talk about that today because I want to share my journey, but also inspire those who are currently sitting on their dreams, right? I had a decade, I have a decade worth of experience working in healthcare, specifically financial services. And just to get straight to the point number one, I was literally a certified side hustler, which means, I had been trying to become a full-time entrepreneur since 2011, 2012. And I was always building something on the side, literally always building something on the side. And I was stuck because I knew I was destined for something greater. And I was torn between the American dream that had been embedded in me as a young kid. My grandfather spoke of me, hey, you go to college, you get a job. And so I'm thinking, I'm about to go up the corporate ladder. I'm about to be in management. I went from wanting to be a nurse to becoming a certified medical assistant and figuring out, okay, that's technically not the route I want to go. And I was like, okay, I still want healthcare, but, I ended up being on the financial services side and absolutely loved it. I loved so many things about it. I learned a great deal and excelled quite quickly in that area. And so but I was always building something on the side because I'm like, no, something's not clicking. And you want to know how I really knew it wasn't clicking? Because, you guys, I was used to working a full-time job and working a part-time job. There is a standard of living that I wanted for myself. And especially growing up in I guess you could say, poverty-stricken family, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you can relate, let me know down in the comments. It was embedded in my mind from my grandfather. Now, mind you, my grandfather, he was an entrepreneur. He was a carpenter. But I saw him always struggling. And so even to see my brother, this is a cycle, unfortunately, I picked up from him because he started working at the age of 16. He was always working like multiple jobs. And when I look back at that pattern honestly is ingrained in my family. It goes all the way back to like my cousins and my aunts and, probably my uncles, but more so my aunts working multiple jobs, right? And so even for my cousins where we're in like the same age bracket, like we were close and grew up together, one cousin in particular, that's his life, right? He's had he's always worked multiple, like a full-time or a part-time or multiple full-time jobs. And I'm like, you're running yourself raggedy. Like, like make it make sense. If you notice this pattern in your family, let me know down in the comments, okay? And so I realized that, I wanted that standard of living for myself, but I was working a full-time job, a part-time job. And I'm thinking that that's the way life is supposed to be. Why? Because I knew that I would not be able to sustain working one job, right? So I'm just like, okay, let me go out here and get it. And you guys, when I tell you that mentality was ingrained in my mindset for so long, and when it came to basically trying to build my business, I'm trying to break that cycle, right? It was hard. It was difficult. And so even when I got in healthcare, I worked, at the hospital, and I worked at like a emergency type clinic at the same time when one job wasn't giving me what I needed. And then I went to, pulling in overtime hours at the hospital. I worked in, the insurance aspect of the hospital, and then I would pick up overtime hours in the ER because I had that experience. So picking up hours in the ER, or, I remember I was working 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, only to net, because they got to take out taxes. So of course more than that, but in order for me to net $4,000 a month. You picking up what I'm putting down? You see like the mindset, right? I was, always at work. Even up until I had my daughter, always at work. And so while building something on the side, I could never fully get the business off the ground because I'm using my 9-to-5 check in order to do it. And, I'm just like, hey, I got a mouth to feed. I'm like, hey, I got a mouth to feed. This can't be my life. Like something got to give. And so doing all of that, I'm just like, yo, this can't be my life. And so I started working on my mindset. I started, looking at different multi-millionaires, billionaires. I'm just like, see how they're operating is not how I'm operating. I need to break this mold. I need to break this cycle. Why? Because my family is dependent on it. So just to piggyback off that, point number one, with my decade of experience working in healthcare, I was a certified side hustler. I was literally always building something on the side, and I could never fully get the business off the ground because I was using my 9-to-5 check to do it. Whatever profit I did turn from the business, I invested it right back. So it takes money to make money. So I was operating wrong, right? Stuck in the side hustler grind mentality. Point number two, how did I know that I was called to entrepreneurship? I was literally helping other people on my job. I was helping other people on my job to start their businesses and giving them insight of what I already do. Mind you, this is me stemming back, literally building businesses since 2012 while working. So my various experience come from network marketing. I know a lot of you may have come from the network marketing industry, dabbled into real estate. And for me, building online, like online is just my zhish, right? I love online. And, even my coaching business that I had, just literally helping people to, on my job, helping them to either build online, helping them to, understand who they're trying to serve, the products that they're wanting to offer, just doing all of the nuances that I had learned through the years of me building something on the side. So when I started helping other people, and what would be so exciting is that when my coworkers would come to me and be like, Jazz, I did this. Jazz, I did that. Jazz, can you write me a review? Jazz, can you look at my page? Jazz, can you look at my posts? Because I know, online is my thing. Social media is my thing. And so they're coming to me to critique, even I'm telling you, my mindset literally had went to, I need you to be building something, and this is my motto, period, anyway. I need you to be building something that man cannot take away, which is your spiritual walk, your physical health, and your financial well-being. I'm in this mindset, this motive where I want you to focus on building legacy, building something outside of you. Why? Because that 9-to-5 job, they can fire you today and have somebody in your seat by tomorrow. That's why I'm just like, I need you to be building something that man cannot take away. That 9-to-5 job you cannot pass down to your kids, but you can pass down you can't pass down their business. You can't pass down that to them so they won't have to start over rock bottom like you did. That's where my mindset went. And so while I'm working on my 9-to-5 job, I'm actually schooling all of my coworkers to be like, hey, this is how I need you to operate, because you got somebody that's in management that's over you, that's denying you time to get off, denying you work-life balance. If it's not involved around, you showing up to this job, they want you to be here every single day. But at the same time, they don't necessarily care what it takes or who you're taking away from to be here for this company. So at the end of the day, especially if you have children, if you have a spouse, family is everything, right? So build something. Mind you, this is what I was schooling my coworkers at the time. I'm like, you need to be building something that's not only sustainable, get outside of this. Maybe you could take whatever you've learned here in this job, profit from it by using your skills to build your own business. But don't just depend on this, right? Build something outside of this. So like I said, I was schooling my coworkers on the game, okay? So that's point number 2. That's how I knew that I was called to entrepreneurship. Point number 3, I was always taking risk, right? Understanding that I am a person of faith, and I didn't mind taking risks because, if we want to go Bible, understand that it's without faith, it's impossible to please God. And so I did not mind taking risk. I've invested so much money into businesses, starting up and things like that. And like I said, unfortunately, I could not fully progress into those things like I wanted to because, of my work schedule, factoring in time, other moving pieces that I needed in order to invest in the business. But in moments of time, I had to decide, okay, feed my daughter, feed myself, or invest in something that hasn't necessarily taken off yet. So, I didn't mind starting over. That was one thing I can say about me. I did not mind investing when I had it, and I did not mind taking the risk. But I realized that I was operating wrong or building the business wrong. Why? Because I was using my 9-to-5 check and my personal credit and whatever profit I would get, instead of focusing on building the foundation, I was using that money to focus on key elements within the business. And when it did not take off as quick as I thought that it should, I would put it down, or I would say, oh no, this is not working, because I'm operating differently. I still have to go through some hurdles in my mindset, because instead of focusing on the foundation, I'm focusing on, building the business, getting like all of that together, trying to turn a profit, and understanding that, yes, that part is important. But let's go Bible, okay? Understand, when it comes to building the house, I need you to count the cost, right? Because once you get in business, I want you to get in business and stay in business. And so what I've seen, although I've done it myself, and what I'm also seeing, those that are transitioning from employee to entrepreneurship, it's like you got the shiny object syndrome. And so something may be led, oh, you can get money here, or you can make this money, you can make this. But understand that there's key elements that you may not know about, because working your 9-to-5 job, you're stuck in a specific role. So you don't know all the behind the scenes that go on from CEO level on down. Maybe the finance part of the company. There's a lot of moving pieces that you may not know about. Why? Because you're sitting in the employee role. And so now that you're trying to venture out on your own, mind you, this is stuff that I had to learn. I had to get out of my comfort zone. right? I had to get out of my comfort zone. And when you look at the big name people, you know, your Walmarts, your Targets, whatever big company you want to name, understand, y'all, that they are using business credit in order to launch, grow, and scale their business. Money is out here. This is why I'm going to hammer in on CEO mindset. Money is out here. I also want you to develop the mentality that the recession does not apply to you. Once you understand that not only is money energy, money is always flowing. You just need to get in a position to receive it. And also understand this. There's no shortage of money. If you ain't realized nothing yet, when we supposedly ran out of money, y'all, they created money. So I'm telling you, so much is in store for us, you know, for me diving deeper into my content. But this is what I want you to understand. I want you to be excited to build this business that you're trying to build. But at the same time, that the point that I just mentioned, when all of my businesses that I started could not fully get off the ground, is because I was operating from, you know, me using my little funds from my job to build a business instead of using that money to fund the foundation, to build the foundation and allow the foundation to fund the business, right? And so I can go all day about that, but there's more content to come when it comes to that statement. Point number 4, you know, I failed at several things, but I kept going until I found my sweet spot. And that's how you also know that you're called to entrepreneurship. When I say, you know, being a certified side hustler, it's like, it's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing, because that lets you know that's God telling you, hey, you are not supposed to be complacent here, right? You're supposed to be building something that outlives you. And so if you got that yearning, that deep desire that you want more out of life, and, you know, you're stuck at your 9-to-5 job, and you're needing to mentally process it all, but that feeling just will not leave you. You know that you are called to entrepreneurship, right? And so, listen, this is one of the reasons why I literally fell in love with business credit, because I knew that I had been building my businesses incorrectly. And so I'm here to help those who are currently stuck, you know, currently stuck in the aspect of you're wanting to get this business, this desire, this dream off the ground, but you feel as though, who can I turn to? You know, what gifts or talents can I even profit on? Or, you know, or you may be, you know, going through this mindset issue, who would buy what it is that I have to offer? Understanding that there are a lot of moving pieces when it comes to building a business. Like I said, marketing and sales and things of that nature. Showing putting yourself in the forefront, whether it is you being the face or the brand of the business, it does not necessarily matter. But I'm here to assist you in getting out of your own way, understanding that building a business was never designed for you to do it alone. And so another reason why I fell in love with business credit is because I'm going to help you. Listen, let me set the record straight. I don't need you becoming certified in Google, right? Stop being Google certified. I need you to understand that if you are really going to build a business, you're going to have to make the decision to invest where it's necessary. Any dollar that you spend, any money that you spend, any time that you swipe that card, I need you to understand that it is an investment. Everything is an investment. Your time is an investment. Your mind is an investment. Your money spent, or the money that goes out, is an investment, right? Everything is an investment. And that's how I want you to think, right? But more on that in the future episodes to come. Right. But like I said, stop being certified in Google. Here's the thing, right? When I stopped trying to look up everything online when it came to stuff like this and got plugged into a system, when I say I got plugged in to allow somebody to help me to get this dream off the ground, right? I stopped trying to do everything myself. And that is another thing that you're going to learn as you transition from employee to entrepreneurship. Again, business was never designed for you to do it alone. Now I'm starting to understand that when I went to college, why they spent so much time, forcing us to do those group projects. I did not like it at the time, but now I'm understanding, now that I am a business owner, there are key elements. There are people that specialize in areas that may take me out of my sweet spot, but it's their sweet spot. And so I invest in them. They plug into my business. And we make money together. And I'm like, that is what it's about, right? So we got to get out of this do-it-yourself mindset. I need you to operate from the perspective of this is a do-it-with-you process. Somebody is here to help hold your hand. And I think that is so needed with you transitioning from an employee to entrepreneur. Why? Because in the employee world and at your job, everything is already laid out for you. Right? Of course, you had some other elements when it comes to you doing your job function, right? I get that. So it's a lot of things you may have to learn on the job. But here's what I want you to understand. When it comes to transitioning from employee to entrepreneur, you don't have to do it alone. Right? There is done with you systems, done with you approach. And just like for me, I'm here to do this, go on this journey with you. Right? If you don't have to spend 5,000 hours trying to Google stuff and piece stuff together, why would you? You shouldn't have to. Why? Because you already have a 9-to-5 job. You may work more than 8 hours a day, right? You already have kids. You already have a spouse if you are married, or a significant other or partner, whatever the case may be. So you need a solution now. You don't have time to be searching. That's why I got into the business credit space. I need a system that's already intact. I don't have to go doing all this Google searching. Just tell me step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just show me where to go, right? And I am so excited, for where I am in business now. My advising team that's backing me, and I get to focus on, showing up and doing the marketing and things of that nature. But also, I am so excited to help those that currently are where I used to be, right? Building a business does not have to be hard. You just have to get plugged into the right system and connect with the right people. And the process can be so seamless, can be so easy, right? And so I'm just excited. I wanted to come on here and share my journey as to how I knew that I was called to entrepreneurship. I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that I said in this video resonated with you. And if it did, whatever point in the video resonated with you and you can relate to anything that I said, put it down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, right? And so if you are ready to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur, and you want to focus on building the foundation for your business and allow the foundation to actually fund your business by you using business credit and you locking arms with me and my team, and we hold your hand through the process so that you can get all of the money, right? Y'all, it's money out here. Get money that's already in place for you to launch, grow, and scale your business. I'm excited. If that's for you, just hit the link in the description box below, or hit the link in my bio to go ahead and apply. And after you apply, we will have a conversation in the DMs on my Instagram page, and we will go from there, because you should not be stuck in the revolving cycle of always building something on the side, especially if you know that you're destined for greatness. If you are a solopreneur, you should not be operating as an employee in your business and you're using your business revenue to try to scale, to try to expand. No, that you're making building a business harder than what it has to be. There's an easier way, there's a quicker way, and that is building business credit. And so I'm just excited. That was it for today's episode. Like I said, if you're ready to go ahead and get started, definitely hit the link in the description box or the link in the bio to go ahead and apply. And I will reach out to you via IG DM, and we will go from there. Until then, welcome to the Push Through Motivation community. Love you. Bye.